Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Niddhi and this is my video podcasting channel Unwind and Connect with Niddhi Suhaas. This is the second episode of this channel and the topic for today is good versus evil. Let me tell you a very short story on good and evil. Once, a small child asked his grandfather. He listened somewhere that every person has two beasts in him. One is the good one and one is the black one. To this, the small child asked his grandfather, which beast should we feed in us? To this, the grandfather replied, you become the person you feed. If you feed the good beast, you will become a good person, and if you feed the evil one, you will become the evil one. So, choose wisely which beast you feed in yourself. This same applies in our real life. I too believe that we have two beasts in ourselves. One is the negative one and one is the positive one. The more you tend to feed the positive one, the more positivity you will attract in your life. And the more negativity you consume in you, the more negative your mindset will be. Please give it a try and be positive and try to think positively and you will see a change in your life. We often come across these terms, good and evil. Whenever we score good in our exam, we get a good remark from our teachers or we get a very good or an excellent. So what is exactly good and evil? Good and evil are nothing but two sides of the same coin. In order to have the knowledge about the both, you must have experience about the both. Like if you have the taste of good and evil, you will be able to differentiate better about both of them. In our life, there are many situations where we come across these terms, which are good and the evil. In the practical world around us, we are with a mentality that if we do not have proper proofs or evidences about a particular thing, we do not believe in that. We need a particular evidence or a particular example to bank upon. This is the reality of this world. If you do not have proper evidences to bank upon, we do not believe on the things which are around us. Good and evil, do they exist or they don't? These are totally based on the people's perspective. According to me, good and evil both are judgmental. Both are the things which can be believed or cannot be believed. In my opinion, if something is good, it can be evil according to you. So, according to my perspective, good and evil are just perceptions about people and the situations relating to it. Sometimes, just because we do not have the proper opportunity or a knowledge about a particular situation in our life, we do not believe whether it is a good or an evil. If we have the opportunity to find the truth about it and if we are able to find out whether it is good or evil, then only we can believe on that. So the people around us are often with the same perspective that if they have the knowledge to find out the truth about a particular thing, only then will they believe if the particular thing is a good or evil. So let's move on to the first segment of this topic. What is actually good and evil? As I said earlier, good and evil cannot be defined. Both are judgmental topics. Good and evil can be based on the perspective of the people. In a particular situation, if someone has a good experience, it will be good for them, and if someone has a negative experience, it can be said as an evil. So, according to the definitions which are given in the books, we can say that good is nothing but the lack of self-centeredness in the people, the feeling of empathy towards others, or moreover putting the people's need before ourselves. When I think about all these qualities, I only come across one person, and the only person whom I can think about is my mother. Everyone's mother, like my mother or your mother, we can relate to it that she puts our needs before her. I can certainly say that she is the perfect example we can put for the good. And when we talk about the evil one, evil is nothing but a person who sees other people just as an object and does not relate to them, has no signs of showing empathy towards him, or does not even have sympathy. In any situation, the person who puts themselves first are known to be self-centered and selfish. And evil people can be related to that. If you are selfish or self-centered, you can be sometimes showing the qualities of an evil person. Talking about the people who have evil intentions, they are always self-centered. They do not think about the other people's perspective. They mostly refuse to think with the perspective you have. In a particular situation, if you tell them to think this way or that way, they do not like to be guided. They always feel that what perspective they have is the correct one. They are emotionless and they lack the feeling of sensing the feelings other people have. They do not have that much of importance, or they do not give that much of importance to a particular person or to a situation where they will have to understand from the other people's perspective. I am not at all saying that if a person has all these traits or all these things in him, he must be a true evil. Sometimes it happens that maybe due to some of the situations around him, or maybe due to the childhood emotional neglect he must be facing, or due to the pressure of the family or the peers, that must be some things that must influence his thoughts, and that's why he thinks in a particular or a negative way. That does not mean that he is an evil person or he belongs to a thinking which is evil. Sometimes the situation make people think in a certain way. Sometimes it also happens that if the person has all the qualities such as self-centeredness, he also empathizes with the people around, does not always mean that he is a good person. Sometimes it happens that an evil person has been taken to a rehabilitation or has been rehabilitated, and now he has developed a sense of empathy and sympathy towards the people around him due to the experiences he had in the past, and has been corrected now. So let's move on to the next segment. The next question: are good and evil flexible? So I can say that most of us lie between the broad spectrum of good and evil. According to the human nature, as we took an example of our mother who is known to be the least self-centered person, the next example for evil can be taken as the Hitler. Hitler is known for all the negative things he has done and for the cruelty he has done to some people. I am not pointing out towards anyone in this video. So these are just examples of a mother and Hitler. Sometimes we may behave badly when egocentric impulses make us put ourselves before other people's need. Sometimes in many situations it happens that we think about ourselves first rather than thinking about the people around us. The real difference between the good and the evil and the traditional concept is that the lack of empathy or empathy aren't fixed. People behave in a certain way in a particular situation. That may be good for me or that may be bad for you as well. So the meaning of good and bad aren't fixed anywhere. The meaning of good and evil are recognized in Buddhism and also in many spiritual terms. The more you come across meditation and mindfulness, the more you come closer to the meanings of good and evil in your life. Certainly, good and evil have two different meanings and can mean different ways for different people. As we practice meditation and mindfulness, the less we become attached to materialism and the status seeking around us. We become more open and connected towards all the people around us and all the opportunities around us. I believe that goodness is a fundamental human nature. Every person has in them. But maybe sometimes it may be difficult to see that in them because of the particular situations, but every person has goodness in him. Have you ever wondered what is evil? Evil is an aberration. The evil form of a person can only be seen when the person is broken off into different fragments. It is not necessary that the fragments are being broken in a particular situation in the present. The fragments can be from the past. The past environmental factors such as the traumas which he had faced in the childhood, as we spoke this earlier also, that if a child has some emotional traumas in the childhood, or if he had some pressures from the family or the peers or the friends around him, he must have some of the insecurities in his mind which lead to some of the fragments which are broken off and which bring the psychopathic nature of him in front of the world, which can be seen as evil. It is not necessary that the person is evil. Some of the situations and experiences in his life maybe have made him like that. This can be surely cured with rehabilitation and proper guidance and counseling. Many of you must be wondering, why did I take the topic good versus evil on the second episode of my podcast? Tomorrow, that is 15th of October, is an Indian festival called as Dussehra. Everybody knows the tale behind it. So let me tell you in short. Dussehra is a festival which is celebrated for the victory of Ram over Ravan. Ravan abducted Sita. Ram, along with Lakshman and this army, raced towards Lanka to have a war with Ravan. On the day of Dasera, this was the day of victory when Ram won over Ravan and killed him. On this day, people burn effigies of Ravan to celebrate the victory of good over evil. That is the reason why I took this topic today, because what can be better than having this topic other than the day of Dasera? Did you know Dasera is also known as Vijayadashmi in the southern, eastern and northeastern states of India. Vijayadashmi also marks the last day of Durga Puja. It is the day when goddess Durga won victory over the buffalo demon Mahishasur to protect the dharma. There are many more stories relating to Dasera and Vijayadashmi, so please let me know how do you celebrate Dasera at your home with your family. As I end this podcast today, I would like to say please make good choices around you and always be good towards others, because being good towards others gives us a feeling of satisfaction that nothing else around the world can give us. Please remember to be kind and spread smiles around the world. It will make you happier than ever. Please let me know how did you like today's podcast. I will see you on next Sunday with a brand new topic, and till then please take care. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Share it with your friends. Please let me know how was today's episode. I will see you next Sunday with a brand new episode. Please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel Unwind and Connect, and I will see you in the next one. Before ending today's podcast, I would like to thank each one of you who showered your blessings and your compliments in the comment section of the last podcast. Thank you so much. Your compliments and your comments motivate me to make more videos ahead. Thank you so much. Please keep commenting and please keep me motivated. Thank you so much.